Coming to spoken English, see, like other language, English is also one of the language, but being English an international language which is recognized internationally, it just not helps you to build up your profile, but it has opens n number of opportunities for you, whether it is professionally or whether it is personally. So spoken English is widely recognized, and to see, all of us speak English, but to speak correct spoken English, which is grammatically correct, or which should impress the listener, the person who knows the proper English can easily judge whether you are speaking correct English or whether you are speaking wrong English. So how to impress them? There are simple ways for that, just simple ways, and you can do it. See, communicating with people in English, you can communicate in different ways. Either it is through written form or through speaking form. In writing form, you have many apps available like Grammarly and all that are going to help you to correct your English. But while speaking, it is you who are going to correct yourself. No one is going to help you doing that. Okay. So spoken English is more important along with written English. So what is communication? Well, as we say spoken English, what we are doing, we are communicating with people. It is a way of expressing our thoughts and ideas in a creative and imaginative way. Whether it is formal or informal, it's upon us. But through any language we communicate, human beings communicate, animals communicate, they have their different ways of communication. So that is, English is also one of the way of communicating your thoughts and ideas. But there is a difference between people usually ask me, ma'am, what is the difference between spoken English and written English? Yes. Spoken English is, as I told you, is face-to-face conversation between two or more individuals. It may be formal or it may be informal. But it's the thoughts that occur in your mind, the spoken English. Whereas in written English, it is a written form which is idea based. Ideas come to your mind and you pen it down, where you describe your present, past, or future. It also may be formal or it may be informal. What is formal? Formal usually means when you are communicating for any business purpose and you don't know that person personally, you have no emotional bonding with that person. It is just a business contact or it is just a professional relationship. We'll call it formal. But what is informal? Informal is we know that person personally,
Yeah.
we have certain emotional. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Any issues? If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Have you understood till here? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
So now who all can learn spoken English? English could be English or many, and from any matter, any language can be learned by anyone at any age. Even a newborn child learns a language. So anyone who wants to enhance their skills in spoken English, age or language is not a barrier in learning this language. Usually people feel that I have not been educated in English level, English language, I don't have English background. How can I learn that language? It is not that. It is just upon your willpower. English is basically a very simple language as compared to other language. It is just that you should know the right technique and skills to learn it. It's knowing all the see, is the question the question that other usually ask me when they come to me to learn their English is knowing all the concept of English grammar important for learning spoken English? Yes, it is important, but initially when you're trying to speak in English, it is not necessary that you should know your grammar concepts properly, or you should not speak grammatically correct. Never mind if you speak wrong English. There are people, there are teachers who are there who know English, who can correct you, but at least initiation has to be from your side, where you need to learn. You should have the willpower to learn proper English. Yes, but once you start speaking in English, you need to know all the concepts of grammar. Then only you can speak correct English, which is grammatically correct, and where you can even use new words and you can form proper sentences, which will impress the other people. Yeah. So grammatical mistakes. Uh, Anything you would like to know regarding this? I would like to ask, have you ever faced such a situation where you feel that I'm not, the sentence that I will be speaking in English is not grammatically correct and people will judge me on that basis? Any one of you?
Yes, madam.
Ma'am, can you tell it again?
Last one, this side? Okay. Yeah.
Ma'am, because I joined late.
Sorry? Sorry?
Ma'am, because I joined late, so can you explain it again?
Sure. This from the beginning?
Not from beginning.
Yeah.
That last question.
Yeah, this last one. Okay. So is knowing all the concepts of English grammar important for learning English language? Initially, no. When you are learning spoken English, initially, I don't think you need to know all the concepts of the grammar correctly. But yes, when you are going into it, when you want to learn this language, you should also know the basics. That is the grammar. Grammar is the basic for any language, whether it is English, Hindi, French, German. Grammar is the basics. So yes, you need to learn your grammar. But initially, when you're trying to speak, doesn't mind even if you are grammatically wrong. It is just that at time the focus should be to express your ideas.
आपको वॉइस ब्रेक हो रहा है.
Is it clear now? Is it breaking now?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, clear hai abhi bhi.
Clear hai na? Yeah. So initially it is not necessary, but as and when you learn, yes, it is necessary, because grammar is the base for any language. It may be any language: Hindi, English, French, German, Marathi, whatever language you are speaking. So yes, you need to know the basic concepts of grammar if you want to speak proper English, proper spoken English. But when you are starting, you are just a beginner in that language. It doesn't mind whether, even if you are grammatically wrong, you will be corrected and you will learn from your mistakes how to correct your English. So if you know, for that, you should know the grammar. So the basic, do you have any doubts in anything that you have faced? Like you want to speak in English, but you did not speak because you felt that if I speak in English and if my sentence formation is not proper, people will judge me on that basis. Anyone of you have you ever faced such a thing?
No, ma'am, not at all.
No, that's great. So there are certain rules that one should follow for spoken English. That is your basic English. While you're speaking in English, one should be clear with the base. I am not saying that you should know the English grammar completely, or you should know all the concepts of grammar that are in English completely. But for spoken English, at least you should know your nouns. What are the different types of nouns? What are noun numbers? What are noun numbers, like singular and plural? Then gender, he, she, that is male, female, and neuter. So you should know when you're speaking, like usually while speaking, being a teacher, I do come across with the students who say they want to say, ma'am, she took my pencil or he took my book. Instead of that, they will be saying, ma'am, if she is a girl also, ma'am, here. And a boy is complaining, the boy will say, ma'am, he took my book. or my pencil. So you should be clear with your gender. There are certain genders that are neutral gender. Example, non-living things, usually we use neutral gender. When you join, when I will be coming to that during the classes when we have. Then pronouns should be you, me, I, they, them. There are different pronouns, and there are different kinds of pronouns also. There are personal pronouns, possessive pronouns. So it is also in detail. Usually in Hindi, hum means I. हमने ये किया. So in Hindi, hum is used for I also, and मैं is used for I also. But in English, usually hum means you. Aap means you. Hum means we. Okay. So it does happen. Hum means we in English. So it's a plural form of pronoun that you will become. So and there are modal verbs. What are modal verbs? So where can, you should use can, could, should, may, etc. How you should use that in a sentence that you are grammatically correct. Verbs. There are what are verbs? Verbs are action words. Yes. So there are different kinds of verbs and how to use those verbs. Similarly, adjectives that tell you more about the nouns. So you should know the different kind of adjectives and what is the right word and which kind of adjective or the verb that we are going to use is going to make my sentence that is grammatically correct. There is a difference between a phonetically correct sentence and a grammatically correct sentence. Because in English, there are certain words that are phonetically correct, but that are grammatically wrong. So there is a difference between them also. And WH questions. WH questions is when, where, what, when, how. When should I use when? When should I use where? What? When should I use what? When should I use why? This you will know when you are learning spoken English. Any doubt over here? You want to know anything? Can you give me an example where you felt that you have any of you where you felt that you have used wrong English or you have framed wrong question or wrong verb?
No, ma'am, not at all, because I've never felt any mistake in English.
You don't make any mistakes in English. That's great. Okay. Now preposition. So can you tell me what is the preposition? According to you, what does preposition mean? Any one of you?
Ma'am, it tells the location.
Yes, very good. Your name?
It's Ma'am Rahil.
That's great. So it tells the location of the
Of noun.
of
And sorry, of noun. Sorry.
verb.
Of,
Yes.
oh yeah.
Of verb. Yeah. So it tells you the position as, in, of, above, under, for, into. There are n numbers of prepositions. Then degree of comparison. Degree of comparison is comparing two things, right?
Ma'am, can I tell?
Sorry? Yeah?
Ma'am,
Sorry,
can I
yeah.
tell about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ma'am, degree of degree of comparison. Comparison is that oldest. Oldest is the superlative. Older is the comparative, and positive is the oldest.
Oldest, the positive. Positive means basic. Basic word. Positive means the basic word.
Ma'am, mostly
That's
in
the second
comparative.
level, first level of comparison.
Ma'am, mostly in
Yes.
comparative, ER comes.
Not necessary every time ER will come. There are different rules that apply in degree of comparison. And there are other, not just that, but there are certain words where rules of degree of comparison doesn't apply also. Okay. That we will do for later on. So positive means the basic word. Comparative is the first level of comparison, and superlative is the highest level of comparison. Conjunctions. So what are conjunctions? Conjunctions are the words that join two words or two sentences. It is a link between two words and two sentences. So you should know which is the right conjunction to use in your sentence when you're forming a sentence. So, yet, because, if, since, both, and etc. They are some examples of conjunction. Then coming to reported speech. Reported speech is direct and indirect speech. Direct speech is right now we are talking with each other. So we are in direct conversation with each other. So I will say it is a direct speech. But when you say something that some other person had said, then it becomes an indirect speech. Like Rahil, for example, take the name of Rahil only. Rahil said that Rohan is going to come to my place tomorrow. Why? Rahil joins you. Come to my place tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. He said that Rohan has said that he is going. So Rahil is telling to other person that Rohan is going to come to his place tomorrow. Okay. So that are conjunction. That is indirect speech. And if I say Rahil said I will come to your place tomorrow, then it's a direct speech. Tenses past, present, future. Okay. So what past, present, and future? When should you use your what are the right form? Because for spoken English, tenses and reported speech are really important, especially your tenses. Like what kind of tense you are using while you are speaking. So tenses are also important, and there are different kinds of tenses that we can study later on. Now then there is one more thing that is called active and passive voice. Can anyone tell me if any one of you have any idea what is active and passive voice? Or that is also called voices. Because voice is also one of the important part in spoken English. Active voice is when the action is being passed. Okay, and passive is the action when the action is passed from the subject to the object, we call it active voice. But when the action is passed like indirectly to the object, then it is called passive voice. Example, Rohan kicked the ball. So it becomes active because Rohan is the subject and is directly kicking the ball. Whereas the ball is kicked by Rohan. So here Rohan, the ball is in passive voice. The action is indirect. Okay. Like that I will be telling you about it in detail later on. Now let's solve some questions. Can you tell me which are which is the correct formation of the sentence and which are wrong? He was talking heavily. Is this right? You have to identify the wrongly or correctly spoken sentence in English. He was talking heavily.
Ma'am, it is correct.
Sure?
Ma'am, I think it is the heavily word should not be used.
Yes, ma'am.
So which word should be used?
Loud.
Politely.
He was talking
Loudly.
Politely.
Yeah, he was talking loudly is the right word. Heavily is usually that is used when we are describing something.
Object, weight of an
But here the
object.
talking is yeah. object or non-living thing, or there are other rules for the same thing. Please wait behind the red line. Please wait inside the red line. The thing is, I want to give the instruction that the people should wait behind the red line. I want the people to wait behind the red line.
Ma'am, it's correct.
So
Yes,
what
ma'am.
kind of instruction should I give? Please wait behind the red line, or please wait inside the red line. Which is the correct
Ma'am, please
First
wait
one.
behind the red light.
red line? Okay. Whoever
Ma'am,
does the best, he will get a prize. Whoever does the best will get prize.
ma'am, whoever does the best will get prize.
Whoever does the best will
Second.
get prize. Sure?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
What is wrong in the first sentence? I think that is also
Ma'am,
right.
Ma'am, in the second sentence, he will get the prize, but there is no tell that he or many participants join, but they are not telling that there is only boys. There can be girl also.
Yeah.
Okay. There are, see, I have written twice. Whoever does the best, he will get the prize. So there is no word like best, right?
Oh, I not noticed that. Sorry.
And he is also right. Yeah. She is too able to pass the exam. She is able enough to pass the exam.
First. No, ma'am. Sorry, second. Yeah, second.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a second. Okay. Just a minute. I would like you to know, do you have, thank you. Hope you like this presentation and you have understood. All those who enroll for the class, we will be talking about spoken English. Apart from that, I'm also taking creative writing, that is creative writing in English, where you are being taught how to write creatively, like your dialogues, your stories, your essays, then poems, literature, and what are the different ways of creative writing and how you should do, and what are the tips to be followed. Like in that, you need to go with the different kind of figure of speech if you want to write a poem. Then if you want to write a story, you should know your idioms and phrases well, so that it makes an impression on the people. While giving speech in creative writing, while you are in for a debate, or if you are in for a speech or extempore, the kind of words you use, the kind of language you use does matter to score a point when you are in for that. So we are also having a creative writing schedule, and video is already online for that. You can go through on the MSpark website regarding the same, where I have given the tips. What are the different components of creative writing, and what are the tips and the ways you can things you should remember while writing creatively. Because usually school kids or those who are graduates also do lose marks during their creative writing. So it is explained in a simpler way how to enhance your skills also in creative writing. Thank you for being patient and listening to me. If you have any doubts, if you want to ask anything, you're free to ask.
Madam, I have one question.
Yeah.
Now, if I don't know English or I'm more fluent in other languages,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, what are the things I should follow to get the language corrected?
First of all, if you are not, if you do, you should just go through the basics of the English, like go through simpler steps. Go read simpler books. If you want, you can go to reading to short stories and go through your basics of English grammar. Like you should learn that, and then you should move ahead. Then you will be able to speak well in English. And you try to speak wrong English, even if it doesn't matter if you are speaking wrong English. Yeah. And you can correct yourself. The best way is also to practice in front of the mirror. You try to speak with the with yourself in front of the mirror, so you can you know whether you're speaking it properly or not, or you will be able to hear whether it sounds properly or not. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Yeah. Anything else? So thank you everyone. Now I will pass on to Zaira ma'am to continue from here.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a really great session. To everyone, I would like to conclude it in a better way. As everyone know that what is communication? It is the way of expressing your thoughts and ideas. Okay. So, ma'am, can you just put it back? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So for everyone, this webinar was just the initial part of spoken English. Okay. We have courses for spoken English. We have courses for creative writing. In order, once a person wants to start learning the English, there are two ways of communication. One is writing and one is speaking. Once a person starts speaking, then only he can start writing. As ma'am have already explained so well, you can contact ma'am, you can contact us and register with us. This was just the demo of what the whole spoken English program is about. You can register with us, and once you register with us, we will have our session from the next month. From day 1 to the last day you are with ma'am. Ma'am will be with you, teaching you from each part of the spoken English part that has been included in this presentation. Like you all have seen, we have included the tenses, verbs, noun, pronouns, as because if someone is starting to learn English, he has to be clear about the basics of spoken English parts. So only if a person who is clear about the verbs, only if a person who is clear about where to use noun and where to use pronoun can only start speaking good English and start writing a good English. And for that, we have our upcoming webinar on next Monday, that is coming Monday, not next Monday, on 27th of December, we have the next webinar that is on creative writing. If anyone who wants to learn, who wants to actually start learning, who wants to start the course spoken English, you can contact us and we will shortly shortlist you for our next session that is going to start from January onwards. This was just a demo of what will the whole course include in our website. Okay, this was just a demo. Don't feel like it was nothing. Ma'am has very nicely explained the difference between spoken English, written English, how it is important for anyone of any age who wants to learn English, and what is the right time you can start learning English. There's nothing anything like that. Whenever you want to speak English, whenever you feel the ability, you can do that. You can contact us. We are always available. Shortly we will share all the links, and ma'am has so nicely elaborated everything, how you need to learn the basics like verbs, nouns, pronouns, conjunction, prepositions, and everything. All of these were just the basic. Okay, once you start with our course, you will go deep into it and you will learn easily the spoken English part. So this was just about today's session. Shortly, I will share all the links with you all. And the thing is that for today's session, we'll be giving you all the certificates as we have already mentioned. Okay, so the link has been shared. Kindly check the links. The first link is for the quiz. Kindly go to the link, okay, and fill the links so that you can receive the certificate. To all those people who will be filling up the links will only be getting the certificates. And once more, let me tell you all, do not be disheartened. This was just the basics of spoken English program. We already have a spoken English program with us. Anyone who wants to register will have the class from the next month. We will have this next session from the next month. And this was just the basic. Whoever wants to learn can register with ma'am, and ma'am will easily explain, clearly explain whatever the topic is about. And once you register with us, at the end, you will be a fluent English speaker and a fluent English writer. Coming back, we have another webinar on the coming Monday, that is on creative writing. To anyone who wants to be fluent in English must know how to speak in English and also how to write in English. This was about speaking in English. The creative writing webinar will conclude the part of writing in English. Coming back to today's session, ma'am, can you change the next slide? Yeah. So apart from all these things, apart from all the webinars that we are taking along, what we are actually looking for is we are looking for digital marketing interns. Our company is an online teaching and learning platform, and we are looking for digital marketing interns. All those people who register with us as an intern will be doing the entry level role. They will get a chance to learn important skills and gain professional experience by working on campaigns with our digital marketing team. Ma'am, next slide. Apart from that, we have an ongoing course with us, that is data science course. We have already have two of those classes. So like we have the spoken English class from the next month. We also have next batch for the data science class from next month as well. The data science bootcamp program by Alma Mater has specially been designed to enhance your career in data science with a touch of human intelligence into the program. After this bootcamp, you will be a data scientist, but also you can pursue other positions like data analyst, data science consultant, business analyst, data engineer, and machine learning engineer, and many more. The program gives ample training on most desired data science and machine learning skills, also touching base with human intelligence. Our program will teach you the aptitude and skills to keep learning so you can stay updated and relevant in the industry from time to time. Ma'am, next page. Yeah, so these are all the links that I have already shared on the comment box. You can go to the comment box, just go through, you will understand all the links. Let me just give a brief. The first link is the quiz link. Everyone who have joined today's webinar can go to the quiz link, tap on the quiz link, you will fill the quiz. It's only related to the today's presentation. Once you fill the quiz link, you will receive the certificates in a time of 24 hours or 48 hours. The next link is for the data science course. The data science course link is there. The data science, we have two ways. Once a person can register with us doing the internship, and other way a person can register with us with the 6 months course for data science. Anyone who wants to register or knows anyone who will be glad to register for data science course can go through the data science link. The next link is for the Alma Mater FB page. We have Alma Mater as well as MSpark's individual Facebook pages. You can go through those links and connect with us to our Facebook pages to know more about us. The next link is our Instagram link. We are also online and active on Instagram. You can connect with us on Instagram. The last link is for the LinkedIn profile. We are also on LinkedIn. You can connect with us on LinkedIn. Lastly, you will see a YouTube channel link. We have a YouTube channel for our website, for our company. On the YouTube, we post generally videos. Every week we post new videos. And every video is for the beneficial of students and instructors as well. Anyone who's interested to learn more about math, science, economics, biology, anything, we have videos for each of the subject. You can go through our channel and learn more about anything. If you're interested in any of the courses, you can simply comment there and we'll get back to you shortly. Lastly, we have two links, that is AMSPark website and the Alma Mater website. You can go through the link, and for any queries, you can also WhatsApp us to the number. The last link, like everyone can see, is the app download link. We also have an app. Anyone, if you feel more convenient to going through our website, our pages, you can download our app. You will know all the courses that is available on our app. All the courses, all the trainings that is available is already available on our app. The app also gives you the opportunity to talk to the instructor. You want to contact the teacher, you want to clear your doubts, you just need to log into our app and talk to your teacher. The teacher will be with you and solve all your doubts 24/7. Okay. Thank you. I believe it was a great session for everyone and we have fulfilled all your needs. Thank you, everyone. We will shortly connect on Monday. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am.